Hey guys, this is Jacques from Makulu Linux, and I'm just going to walk you guys through this update that we sent out today. So if you're running LinDoz or you're running Flash or you're one of the testers running Core, you will see this little red icon with a little exclamation mark. It usually pops up. Well, it doesn't auto check every 15 minutes for update, but since it's on a timer, the first time it should run after you boot up your system should be after about 17 minutes and 10 seconds or so. And then every 15 minutes after that, it will check for another update. So if you leave your system on for a couple of minutes, like 20 minutes or so, you should see this little red icon with the exclamation mark. If you see this, just click the little red icon. It will say important updates are available. If you're in LinDoz, Core, or Flash, it doesn't matter. You will see this little red icon with a little exclamation mark. You click it, it will say your system needs to be updated. That's okay. It will pop up a little box here, and you'll see there it will say Makulu Linux Patcher, and it will give you a log. And today's date is 11/04/2020. It tells you some system upgrades. It will tell you removal of the old update manager, installation of the new update manager, and will say to you, please reboot your system after update for the new update manager to auto start. Also, please remember to swap out the update manager icon in the panel to the new one. So I just want to explain why we're doing this update. The reason is that we currently use the Ubuntu updater because we built this based on Ubuntu. We figured, well, might as well stay with the standard Ubuntu updater. The problem that I'm seeing more and more is that Ubuntu are including checks and triggers and stuff to sort of force the updater to only run on their systems. Meaning, if I, for example, make my own distro and I call it, well, we're on Flash, so let's just say we made this distro, we call it Flash, we label it Flash. The Ubuntu updater, where it would usually just update the system, now actually checks and actually sees that this is a foreign system it's running on and that it's not an Ubuntu system. It will detect that, wow, this system is called Flash, not Ubuntu. So it starts giving out warnings and all kinds of triggers that they've added into the system because it's not running on Ubuntu, even though it's doing exactly what it would on our system, exactly what we would be doing on Ubuntu system. So I don't know why they're doing that. I guess they don't want other people to use the updater. Whatever the reason, we got annoyed with all the warnings and it's confusing users and so forth. So we're just switching to a different updater, and this is the Debian version of the Mint updater, and it's also one that sort of works on just about any system. It's a great updater. In fact, I should have just gone with this updater in the first place. I was very tempted to do so, but like I said at the time, we thought, well, it is an Ubuntu basis, so might as well go with Ubuntu updater. I guess lesson learned there. However, it's easy fix. It's easy to fix, really easy, and that's why you see this little red icon. So all you do is just click Update Now, and it will run through the system, run through the update. Everything from this point is automated, so you just let it run. It's going to do upgrades. It's going to do some background upgrades, which is also part of the rest of the update is also a lot of upgrades. So just let that run. It's going to take a couple of minutes. Let me forward this video past all this. Okay, so now that the updates are done, the big system upgrades, you'll see here that it is removing the old update manager. There we go, the Ubuntu update manager. It's removing that, and it's installing. There it goes, removing. So let's install new update manager, and as you can see, the new update manager is being pulled from the Makulu repositories. There we go, Makulu Mint Update Debian. That's the Debian updater. So that's being installed. So give that just a few seconds to install onto the system. Once that's installed, it should update the patch number and then give us a notification to reboot the system. Okay, it's just doing some system checks to make sure that none of the directory permissions were damaged. Just some system checks. All done. We'll now exit in 5 seconds. A reboot is recommended. Okay, all updates applied. It's recommended you reboot your computer now. Let's go. Okay, so before we reboot, you'll notice here's the update manager icon. Now, LinDoz also has one, Core also has one. If you click it now, it's not going to do anything because we've removed the old update manager. So what you need to do is you need to remove that from the panel, remove it, yes, remove it from the panel. And you need to now go look for the new update manager. There we go. Add to panel. To probably add it at the end. So you just open up the menu, go to System, right click the Update Manager, the new one, should see a little shield, go Add to Panel. It will pop up here, and you can just right click it and move, and then we just move it across. There we go. There we go. We placed it now next to the Software Manager where the old one used to be. So now we've got the Update Manager there, the new link to the new Update Manager. And that is that little notes that you saw there. Remove the old icon, just right click, remove it. Open up your menu, System, Add to Panel, then right click on it. It will add it at the end, and then just move it over the panel to there. You could also go Panel Preferences, Items, and you can also just use the arrow keys up and down to move items. So on LinDoz, it's a little different on LinDoz to move it because you've got to go panel edit, I think. I think you can just drag it on the LinDoz. Can't remember. I think you can just drag it on Cinnamon, just on the panel. So you can also add it to panel and just drag it where you want it. But once you've replaced the icon, then let's reboot the system as the update manager told us to do. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we've booted back into Flash now after doing the update. Little update manager is over there. So it should auto start when there are updates. You could also open it manually. I think it checks once you open up for the first time, it will just give you a little welcome screen there. That's it, and it will automatically refresh to ask you to set up snapshots, which I won't do now, but you should. Tells my system is up to date. So there we go. There's a little green, little shield with a green arrow, and that's it. If we refresh, it will just check for updates, but there aren't any because we're already updated. But the next time there are updates, it will just list the updates and you can install. Now, do remember that we have 2 update managers. This is the standard update manager to get core system updates from the Ubuntu repos that we currently use for packages and system updates. And then, of course, the little red icon, which is the Makulu updater, which just allows us to send specific updates from Makulu specifically to the system. So this update, this is your general update manager. You'll probably get daily updates from this. Whereas the Makulu updater might give you updates once a month, or if there's something urgent that needs to go through, you might see the little red icon. You won't see it too much, but if you do see it, just click it and run our little updater. Yeah, that's it. Very easy. We're just basically swapping out the Ubuntu updater for the Mint Debian updater that we previously used in some of our releases. So it has been adapted to work on our systems, tried and tested. And so we're basically just swapping out the Ubuntu updater for that updater, as you can see there. Don't worry about this warning. It's just telling me that I need to set up a snapshot with time shift. Time shift is on the system. There, time shift. I haven't done it because, this is just a live environment. But on your system, you should set up a snapshot. Then you won't get this warning anymore. Anyway, so that's it. Very easy to update. Just follow the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to pop into our chat room, and we can talk you through the process. But it's a simple process. You see the red icon, you click it, let it update. When it's done, just change out the software manager, or reboot and then change out the software manager on your panel, the little icon. That's it. And then you can just run updates as normal. We're basically just switching to a different update manager, a more tried and trusted update manager that won't give you a lot of warnings about partial upgrades and a whole lot of crap that it shouldn't. And it's that easy. I would like to say on a side note that we have some backport updates planned for both Flash and LinDoz. So I know a lot of the LinDoz and Flash people are wondering when they keep seeing all these nice things on Core and Flash, and when are we going to get our share of these things? We are planning some nice upgrades to both Flash and LinDoz. Those will probably be going live after the Core release. We're currently very busy with the Core release. We want to get Core out at the end of this month, which means in about 2.5 weeks' time, we're going to be releasing Core. After that's done, we'll be backporting some nice updates for the guys that run Flash and LinDoz. We did not forget about you. You guys will be getting some nice updates. We'll also be updating both the Flash ISO and the LinDoz ISO with all of the new stuff as well. So that's it from me. Hope you guys have fun running Makulu Linux, and I'll chat to you guys again soon. Bye bye.